In this video, we're taking a look at the new Magic Keyboard, and we're gonna go ahead and just compare it against the standard Smart Folio keyboard by Apple. Both are made available for the 11-inch iPad Pro and the 12.9. And yes, it can also be used on the 2018 iPad Pro. Just keep in mind, you're gonna have this large hole around the camera opening. So the Magic Keyboard, it has a retail price of $299 and it's $349 if you get the larger 12.9 version. Inside the package, we get the Magic Keyboard itself, some document papers, and that's pretty much it. The standard Smart Keyboard Folio comes in two size options. The entry level price is $179 for the 11-inch and it's $199 for the 12.9. Inside the package, you get the keyboard itself, some document paper, and that's basically it. Yes, folks, no Apple stickers, unfortunately. That should be a crime. And here they are. Right here is the Smart Folio keyboard, and on my right, I have the Magic Keyboard. And already, there is a weight difference between the two. The Magic Keyboard feels about twice as heavier compared to the Folio keyboard, and also feels more durable too. I'll have the weight exactly on the bottom on the screen right there. Now, the Magic Keyboard feels like it has a metal internal body piece, because it's really stiff. Like, there's no flexibility whatsoever. The bottom part of the keyboard kind of feels like I'm holding like a really thin laptop, like a MacBook Air. It feels like it's really sturdy. Actually, it is really sturdy. While the Folio keyboard has a strong structure inside it as well, but it still is flimsy, like a really hard piece of wood or something. That's how it feels like. The keyboard itself, if I try bending it, it doesn't bend as easy. I want to say there's a thin piece of steel inside it as well, but both are really durable, especially the Magic Keyboard. It's more stiff. The little metal hinge right here is actually made out of metal because it's cold to touch. And there's a cool USB-C port, which we'll talk more about in a little bit. When you attach the two on your iPad, it connects via a smart connector, and placing it on, it just attaches like so with magnets. Now I'm putting my product on the line right here. I'm shaking an $800 tablet that could easily get damaged if it wasn't strong enough, and it survived the magnet test. So it's really strong. But thanks to that really stiff body, it is a two-hand operation to open up the iPad. But the same can also be said about the Smart Folio keyboard, as it is also a two-hand operation. But just like an ordinary laptop, you could set it flat once again, single-handedly on the Folio keyboard as well as the Magic Keyboard. Now, the different positions available on the Magic Keyboard is this. When you open it up, you can actually have it, just leave it straight up like so. And then if you have it resting on your belly, for example, while you're watching Netflix, you can also lower it slightly as well. And even if you tap on the keyboard is still activated even at this odd angle. So you can still use it. But when you fold it up like so, you have about 30 degrees of play right here, additional. And this is actually really cool. The mechanism is so sturdy, if you have really delicate hands and you're trying to get a certain spot, you can. So you can literally leave it at any angle. Now with the Smart Folio keyboard, when you attach your iPad, you only have these two positions to play with. And that's basically it. Yes, one can disattach this and allow the iPad to rest along the edges of the keyboard for this additional position. And you could also flip it sideways. This is what I do sometimes. If I'm just watching a video, this side over here actually acts like a shade visor. If there's glare coming from the sunlight, this will actually block some of that. Other weird positions you could do is you could attach it like so, place the iPad upside down like this, and there you go. You have a little stand for when you're taking notes or drawing. Now you could do the exact same thing on the Magic Keyboard. Flip it like this, have that little shade again, or you can flip it upside down and you have the same sketch tablet position. Just the only con, if you apply a lot of pressure, it'll fold flat. But keep in mind, these final ones are more like life hacks, because I'm pretty sure it wasn't intentionally designed to do this. Now the materials that's used between these two are made out of the same silicone-like feeling material. They're really soft to touch, and they both have the cool Apple logo on the back here. Since it is a first party, they are able to do that. It doesn't collect lint like some annoying silicone cases do, which is great. And the materials that's used on the keyboard, the Folio keyboard uses like a nylon texture. The key is completely wrapped and covered with this stuff, which means it's technically water and dust resistant, as you can literally wipe anything off. Now for the Magic Keyboard, the plastic materials that you see above the key really does feel like the same exact material that's used on a MacBook Pro. And the trackpad has to be made out of some kind of metal as well because it's cold to touch, just like steel or aluminum. In fact, I think it is made out of aluminum, which is quite nice. Now the trackpad does not have a haptic engine or anything like that to simulate like a vibration click. The corners, the click, that's actually the internal mechanisms. And I mean, every corner is clickable. Between these two, the Magic Keyboard is the only one that actually is a backlit key. An issue I face with the Smart Keyboard is I cannot use this thing at night, because if there's a certain key that I'm looking for and I can't find it, I'm gonna have to utilize the display brightness to find it. I don't face that issue with the Magic Keyboard. And an additional thing, the cap lock key on the Magic Keyboard actually illuminates green. The Folio keyboard doesn't do this. So you have to find out once you're typing if you have caps on or off. Now the keyboard does illuminate identical to like a MacBook Pro. Everything is even, so there's no issues there. Heck, even if you leave your keyboard on idle, if you're not using it or anything like that, the backlit will automatically turn itself off and will go back on as soon as you press on the mouse pad or any key. Now, unfortunately, there's no row of function keys on top, so the only way to adjust this is you actually have to go into the OS in the settings, general, keyboard, and right here is where you could adjust the brightness. Now the Smart Folio keyboard does not offer any OS settings for the keyboard itself, so you cannot make like custom shortcuts or anything like that, which is unfortunate. About that USB-C port on the side here, yes, it's a full USB-C port, but it's not made for data transferring. It's there to only allow power to transfer through, which means the other port is free to use. So you can plug it into an SSD or an external monitor. Now both of these keyboards, I'm glad to say, both do not have an internal battery, so there's no worry about forgetting to having to charge it, as it takes the energy from the iPad, and they're really energy efficient even for the Magic Keyboard, as I haven't really noticed a difference in charging rate when I'm using or not using the keyboard. And the thinness between the two, the Magic Keyboard is actually almost as thick like my 16-inch Mac. The Folio keyboard is not just lighter, but it also is slightly thinner when you compare the two side by side. And if you're worried about the camera, if there's any blockage issues whatsoever, with the Magic Keyboard, if you want to take a video or take a photo or something, you gotta hold it like this. But there's no blockage or any interference whatsoever. And then if we attach the iPad and put it on the Folio keyboard, there's no interference either. You can hold it like this, or like this if you want to take a quick video or something like that. Now a con about the Magic Keyboard that I already see is that it doesn't fold all the way back. Like this part, it's literally fixed to this angle. That's all she could go. But with the Folio keyboard, you could flip it all the way around and use it like a regular tablet without having to take it off the case. The keys are deactivated, so even if you press on the key, it's not gonna do anything on your iPad. So with that said, I mean, in reality, both will offer the exact same protection. As you see here, they both share the same exposed pieces on the top and bottom. The only part that really is protected is the display and I guess the bottom part of the body. They're both a clamshell design that's no bigger than your average notebook. And the Apple Pencil, of course, just goes on like so. No interference issue whatsoever, no protection whatsoever. So that's something to really keep in mind. But that's basically it when it comes to comparing the two. Both have the same soft, almost like a soft suede leather material to prevent your iPad from picking up scratches and such. But before I do forget, let's go ahead and do a keyboard sound comparison and how the two sound like. Starting off, let's go ahead and do it with the Magic Keyboard. Let me go ahead and quickly put it next to the mic, and this is how the keyboard sounds like on the Magic Keyboard. Sounds like your standard laptop keyboard, to be honest. It's not annoying nor obnoxious like a mechanical keyboard. Let's go ahead and switch and use the Folio keyboard now. 3, 2, 1. It has a plastic feel and sound since each individual key is covered with that nylon plastic, but yeah, it really does feel like and sounds like I'm typing up on a MacBook Air or something on this one. While this one gives me like a rubbery feel when I'm typing the key now. This one, yeah, this one definitely feels more like a traditional laptop key than this one. But yeah, that's gonna be the comparison between these two keyboards. Let me know down in the comment section what you think about them. Which one are you going for? Me personally, I actually have been enjoying this Magic Keyboard a lot more than the Folio now, since the keys actually do feel like I'm typing up on a laptop. Heck, even the trackpad feels amazing. The gestures are brilliant. It just makes the whole iPad experience so much better. Guys, if you're curious what kind of accessories I have on my iPad, You can go ahead and watch this video over here, so I pretty much cover everything. And then this video over here, that is a video that YouTube thinks that you will like. Feel free to watch either or, but thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.